Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas being joined by Al Bernstein here at the StubHub Center, where in the main event we saw Kell Brook upset Shawn Porter, get a majority decision win over here in Carson, California. The scores being 114 to 114, 117 to 111, and 116 to 112. Al, both camps feel they won the fight, but that 114 to 114 score had some people press row kind of thinking like, what fight was that ref watching? But what'd you make of the fight and overall the scorecards that were presented?
Well, the fascinating point about the 114-114 is it was Dave Paris, who is the British official that they had lobbied, the Kell Brook people had lobbied so hard to get on this card because there were going to be 3 American officials. You could see this fight, I guess, as a draw, but I personally felt that Kell Brook did the sharper work, was more precise in his punches, and Shawn Porter was not able to sustain his attack over the full fight. So I thought Kell Brook won. I don't know if I'd go for 117-111, which is a 9-3 margin, but I do think that Kell Brook won this fight.
You know, in this fight, we saw a lot of things from both fighters. We saw Kell able to handle relentless pressure from Shawn Porter and a lot of holding and clinching in the fight.
Yeah, well, Porter would come in, and Kell Brook had to kind of smother his attack. There were some people, even on our broadcast, Steve Farhood mentioned that he thought it's possible a point could have been deducted from Kell Brook. But if you're going to deduct a point from Kell Brook, I think you had to think about the rabbit punching that that Porter did throughout the fight and the use of the head. He created those 2 clashes of heads. One early in the fight that caused a cut over Brook's eye, which was a lot for him to deal with, and then later in the fight, a cut over the right eye of Porter. But both were created by action by Shawn Porter. So, you know, it was a rough fight, but there was some good work done by both fighters in this fight. And Kell Brook faced a lot of adversity coming across the ocean, coming into somebody else's home country, and performing at a very, very high level.
No, I know he won some new fans over here with that performance. And with that performance, maybe he could lure Amir Khan in a huge fight for the UK at Wembley Stadium. Do you think the performance tonight automatically gets him that shot at Amir?
Well, yeah, and he would say Amir gets the shot at him. And, you know, Eddie Hearn, his promoter, who talked to us here on the Boxing Channel, said that they'd like to think about a voluntary defense later in the year against a good fighter, and then they could put 60 or 70,000 people or more in Wembley Stadium against Amir Khan early next year. So I think their thought is fight a top fighter before that and then possibly Khan. Now, Juan Manuel Marquez has expressed a strong interest in fighting the winner of this fight. So maybe the Juan Manuel Marquez is their voluntary defense, and they're so confident they can beat him, they'll do that and look to the Khan fight. We'll see. But it opens up doors for Kell Brook. But Kell Brook, I have to say, he doesn't think of himself as a guy that was lucky to win the title and won the title. He thinks he's a guy who can hang on to this title. And what we saw here tonight was a very solid fighter. And I think against other styles, more conventional styles, I think Kell Brook leaks even better.
No, he took Porter's punches, and we've seen what Porter can do with those punches. And it's like it didn't even affect him at all. He took the punches very, very well. And like you said, overall, physique-wise, composure, and skill-wise, he just looks very, very solid for that division. And it's another elite guy you throw in there now with a very, I guess, just name-heavy welterweight division.
A huge amount of talent, great talent pool there. And yes, now we have another name to throw in. And you know, he's a 5'9" welterweight who's strong.
Yeah.
And Shawn Porter's used to being, who'd come down from middleweight, he's used to being the stronger guy in the ring. He was not. Kell Brook could match him in terms of physical strength in there. And so, yeah, Kell Brook, who's been saying for a long time that he is among the elite. He had one misstep against Carson Jones where he won but didn't perform very well. But other than that, undefeated. And finally, when he got to step up to elite class tonight, he more than did the job.
Well, there you have it. Kell Brook beating Shawn Porter here tonight at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. With Al Bernstein, Marcos Villegas, closing shop here. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot of great stuff coming to the Boxing Channel real soon, so don't go anywhere. And for now, have a good night.